He's saying, here's the humility that we all need to recognize as we walk in here. That no human being can know the future. That man, woman cannot know what will happen. That's what he says. Now that kills us because we want to know the future. We want to know. Here's our obsession as Christians, right? We want to figure out what the will of God is very specifically tomorrow for me. And so we say things like, God, show me, am I supposed to move to France or not to move to France? Am I supposed to marry Marcia or am I supposed to marry Sarah? I'm not really sure. My heart's torn. Can you give me, when I look to the sky tonight, can you write some sign up there that will help me know what you want me to do? And he doesn't work that way. He tells you, I gave you a brain. I gave you a brain. Why would he tell us to use our brain and use our wisdom and use the people around us and prayerfully consider things if he was just going to write in the sky every decision we were supposed to make? There are some people who are just obsessed about this kind of stuff. Am I supposed to go to Starbucks? Am I supposed to go to Tim Hortons? I don't know if I'm supposed to go to Starbucks. I don't know if I'm supposed to go to Tim Hortons. And you live in theological slavery, man. You are trying to discern the will of God for every little minutia in your life, every little decision you make. And this becomes a problem because show me a text where God ever told you he was going to tell you everything before you did it. That's not the way this works. Just do something. Step out. You know what it does if he told you every moment what you're supposed to do? It would completely remove faith. But he says, hey, you're not going to know the future. Nobody knows the future. He just said it. Nobody. If people knew, there is no psychics. Stop going to psychics. I know some of you do. I know it. Stop it. If there were psychics, she wouldn't be sitting in a little cabin reading your palms. She'd be sitting at a horse track. Or down in Vegas. Betting on the NFL. Nobody, you just said it. Nobody knows. But you want to. You're like, show me this and show me that. Why? Because you lack faith. You're afraid. Jesus sitting crying in Gethsemane, he's not like, show me the exact thing that's going to happen here, Lord. Tell me about the pain. Tell me about what's going to go on. He doesn't do that. And people go, oh yeah, but what about Gideon? Gideon put out a fleece. Gideon put out a fleece and he said, God, what am I supposed to do? If I'm supposed to do this, then make the fleece wet. And then the next day, well, okay, that worked. Let me do it again. And then the next day he said, okay, make the ground wet. And then only the fleece is dry. And see, what we do is we read that text and we don't realize that's not the way to read the Bible. There are some places in the Bible that are descriptive, and there are some places in the Bible that are prescriptive. Prescriptive texts in the Bible telling you, you're supposed to do this. Descriptive texts in the Bible are just like, this is what happened. It's not telling you to do it, it's just saying, this is what somebody did. If you read every text as a prescriptive, this is the way you're supposed to live your life, things would go bad for you. Especially when you open up Jonah, you're like, dude, what am I supposed to do with Jonah? Oh my gosh, all right. Splash. All right, Lord, do this crazy thing. You're not going to know. You're not going to know. So sometimes you got to take a risk. Sometimes you got to step out. People are like, see, here's what it's called, the paralysis of choice. Sociologists tell us the problem with our culture is that we have too many choices. That's why many of you young people, men, women, you're totally paralyzed by who you're supposed to marry. Am I supposed to marry this person? I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't know what to do because you have literally a billion options on Plenty of Fish. You can go on Plenty of Fish and go, oh my goodness, what if I marry the wrong one? What if I marry the wrong one? Whereas 100 years ago, you would marry one of the 24 girls in town that wasn't your sister. Those were your options. So what happens is, you get, and oftentimes they just chose the sister anyway. So, if you're obsessed with, I have to make the right decision, and that's what my culture, that's what my generation does. It doesn't want to make a bad decision because I'm entitled to live like my parents now. I'm entitled to have full fulfillment, 5-star life in the now. And if I make a mistake, well, maybe I'm going to be upset for a while, or maybe there's going to be pain in my life. And God goes, I didn't promise you a life without pain. I also didn't promise you that your marriage was going to somehow fulfill your... See, that's what you're afraid to do. What if I marry the wrong person? There's pain. Of course there's going to be pain. Well, I want to marry my soulmate. Listen. I love my wife to death, but here's the reality. She's not my soulmate. There's lots of people I could have married and been happy. There's lots of people that could have married me and been happy. Very happy. I could have married a slew of different people and it would have turned out fine. I would have had cute kids still. Not as cute because they get that from her, but still cute. Don't get Jerry Maguired out here. That some relationship thing is out there that you're supposed to, and Lord, write in my cornflakes, and I'm going to put my towel out, and I'm going to go write in the stars, show me signs. This is Gnosticism. It's not Christianity. He says, no one knows. That's why faith matters. That's why walking with Jesus faithfully matters. You know what the Bible calls you to do? Not try to figure out the exact name of the person you're supposed to marry. It's whoever you marry, make sure you love and serve them as Christ did the church. That's God's will for your life. No one can know the future.